address Justice Gorsuch's hypothetical about the coach? Let's just take that as an example. What is the position of the United States regarding that situation?
So assuming the coach, this is a public entity and the coach is a government employee, yes, there could be a cause of action there. But again, I think the difficult part, and I'm not going to fight the hypothetical, I think yes, but the difficult part is, can Congress impose the condition in the first place? And there are serious limits on what Congress can do under the spending clause. There's not just dole, but there's other principles that the court has laid out.
Yeah, and
coercion.
what would be, that's what I'm asking, what would be the limitations?
Sure. So there's several. I mean, the dole factors, obviously, there's
well, would the dole factors be met in this in that situation?
Well, you know, I don't want to take a position on sort of the outer reaches of the spending clause, because this case is really about enforcement, and so I don't want to get ahead of the United States on very difficult questions about how far does the spending clause go. I think the important thing is that there are limits. The dole factors, there's the unconstitutional conditions doctrine. Congress can't condition funds on someone giving up their constitutional rights. There's coercion. And then I think the remedy itself has to be constitutional. It has to comply with due process. And then, as I was talking with Justice Barrett about, it also has to be necessary and proper. So there may be some instances in which a remedy is not necessary to enforce a condition or a proper means of enforcing the condition, and those requirements can have teeth.
Well, you're asking us to take an important step. It would be helpful if we had an idea about where this road is leading, but you don't want to provide an answer to that.
Well, Justice Alito, I think because it's not presented in this case. I think that when the court has a spending clause case about how far Congress can go in imposing the condition, then I'm sure we'll be up here as a party talking about that with you. I think that the United States hasn't sort of taken a position on that question because—
How often has this court held that Congress has imposed an impermissible condition under the spending clause?
I mean, NFIB is an example.
Yeah. What else?
Alliance for Open Society, there's a First Amendment violation there. There are real limits. I think in Prince said that there was a necessary and proper case, said that it wasn't a proper means of enforcement. So I think that the court can, if it wants, address that in a separate case. I think really the question here, and I'm not trying to frustrate the court, but the question is really just, can Congress enforce a condition that is validly imposed? The hard question in Your Honor's hypothetical is whether Congress can impose the condition, and at page 46, they admit that they are bound by the condition. The only question is one of enforcement, and Congress can certainly, again, if these officers can be held for contempt and subject to personal consequences, Congress can surely hold them accountable in their individual capacity for damages, which everyone knows that that is what RLUIPA was trying to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Justice Sotomayor.